Donc, November 2018. Name 2 people who taught Ramakrishna Paramhamsa. Last time I told you he had 2 gurus, no? So the names of the guru I told you, they are very important to remember. So you have to name the 2 persons here. Deuxième, describe Ramakrishna's first vision of Kali. If you remember, I told you he would cry like a child, and he was about to kill himself with a sword, with the sword of Goddess Kali. He was about to kill himself when suddenly Mother Kali appeared in front of him. So this is the first vision that he got of Kali. Okay, so 2 that you have to write. It is 3 marks. You'll get your 3 marks. Okay. Next. Explain how Ramakrishna influenced the life of Swami Vivekananda. Remember, Swami Vivekananda was the disciple of Ramakrishna. And after the passing away of Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda, in honor of the Guru, bien sûr, he continued the legacy of Ramakrishna. Tu sais que Ramakrishna in Montréal preached them. He continued on the same path and he founded the Ramakrishna mission. Okay, so you have to write about that influence on Swami Vivekananda. Parce que Ramakrishna, when he died, there was no Ramakrishna mission. Today, Ramakrishna mission is famous worldwide. Thanks to whom? To Vivekananda. Bien sûr, so inspiration, c'est ce Guru Ramakrishna, no doubt, but Vivekananda did the work. Okay, so you have to write about that influence. Next one. Ramakrishna was not interested in social reforms. I told you that last time when we did Ramakrishna. Zub trouvé seulement reform un petit peu utpatang, right? A bit different from the other reformers. So Ramakrishna was not interested in reforms, in social reforms. To what extent do you agree? Refer in your answer to your study of Indian reformers. Do you think that you will include other reformers here? Who can answer that? Vaishnavi or Kishan? Do you think apart Ramakrishna, Zutpu, add other names here, other reformers? Yes or no? Yes, okay. You should. You should. Why? Bon, il y a des façons qu'a fait de voir là. Ou dire Ramakrishna was not interested in social reform. You agree to that. Or you will say Ramakrishna was interested in social reforms and he did reforms. Okay, and you're going to discuss about that. Mais il n'est pas vrai, okay, il n'est pas vrai que Ramakrishna was not interested in social reforms. He was a devotee of Kali, he worshipped, he did meditation, tout ça c'est côté religious, oui. Mais quand nous lit bien, nous study comparatively avec les autres reformers, we will have the tendency to think Belipan fait un ennui for the society, which is not. Let's take one thing. Ramakrishna, he was called the madman, you know. Whenever, after a certain period of time, whenever he was going for meditation, he was removing his, comment dire ça? His Genève. He was removing his Genève. Il pas mettre ce Genève quand il fait meditation. Par contre, malgré, he was a Brahmin. He was a Brahmin, yet he removed the Janave, the sacred thread, and did meditation. This is in itself a social reform. Social reform, pas veut dire que vous êtes debout devant son démon, me causer, me dire quelque chose, then it is a reform. No. He practiced it. So what is the social reform here? He did not want, his nephew asked him, qu'il fairly faire ça, right? Removing the sacred thread. Then he said that there shouldn't be any barrier between him and God. Parce que don't forget, Ramakrishna was in India, was there at a time where there was social problems. There were social problems such as caste system, inferior, superior. Many low caste people, Shudras, were not allowed in temples, were not allowed to do ceremonies, rituals. So he did not believe in that hierarchy of superiority and inferiority. Ça, c'est une chose de quand écrire, c'est une forme de, it is a reform in itself, right? Next thing you can write about is about viewing ou bien his perception about women. Okay, I told you he got married, no? He got married. He had a wife. So madame s'appelle, sa femme oublié son nom, Sarda Devi. He had a wife, but he did not indulge in grihasti. Il n'a aucune intimacy avec sa madame. He did not indulge in grihasti. Par contre, his wife became his first disciple, right? And Ramakrishna viewed every woman, every girl, every woman, including Sumadamasi, as goddess. As goddess. Ça veut dire quoi? He's respecting, quand il était madame, il trouve goddess, right? Goddess Kali. So he respects the woman. He values the woman. He gives importance to the woman. Mais est-ce qu'il n'est pas une réforme en lui-même, ça? It is a reform. Okay? So this person's reform is definitely different. Et mon oublié de dire ça là concerning social barrier. When quand il fait ceremony of Janave, in a ritual là donc qu'ils doivent faire, they ask for alms, non? Je te demande bhiksha. Bhiksham Dehi, comment se dire. And Ramakrishna accepted alms from a Shudra woman. C'est en lui-même lié à une social reform. So acte, c'est une social reform. Right? Et aussi to pinpoint one thing, he had two gurus, no? One was a man and the second one was a woman, which is in itself a social reform at that time qui fait. Parce que it was a period where women were not given importance. Women were not valued. Women were considered to be confined within the four walls of the house. Et là, dans cette époque-là même, li ena en guru qui donne education, knowledge, to get enlightenment, ou bien to get educated, to become wise, right? Now, my question to you was, est-ce qu'ils peuvent include other reformers here? Yes, you include, but comment on peut faire? Peut-être in one simple paragraph, you will add it. That other reformers have done other social reforms, such as Gandhi qui l'a fait, Roy qui l'a fait, Roy qui a mis sati system. He abolished the sati system. Okay? Things like that, simple things. C'est tout. Ou pas trop de détails dans les autres reformers, but yes, you write that. And then, we écrire man reforms de Rama Krishna. Okay? Let's see number 6. Sa question 10 D là, je te fais un lien. Try to do it. You will have a practice. Next one. Brahmo Samaj. When we talk about Brahmo Samaj, that is, it is for Ram Mohan Roy. Okay? It is Ram Mohan Roy. So what is meant by the term Brahmo Samaj? Brahma. Avant le nom, c'était Brahma Samaj. Là, il met les Brahmo Samaj. Okay. You can say the society of Brahmins, the society of nobles. Ça aussi. Okay. Name the founder of Brahmo Samaj. Of course, it is Ram Mohan Roy. Describe one of the social issues the Brahmo Samaj worked to change. Ça veut dire un social problem you are going to take que Ram Mohan Roy, à travers Brahmo Samaj, he has changed. You take anyone in the Manu and Sela. So you write about one on. One of the most important social reform qu'il fait, c'est the abolition of sati system. Okay, Sanazit Kavik qui fait, parce que he founded the Brahmo Samaj in 1828, 1828. Et l'infer sati system vient illegal dans 1829. Ça veut dire, à travers the Brahmo Samaj, he changed that. You can use that one. Okay. Next. Explain why the Brahmo Samaj rejected many traditional practices. Traditional Hindu practices. Quand tu es dans le Brahmo Samaj, pareil comment Gandhi also was doing that. When they were meeting for the society, they were meeting. Pas tu peux faire ban Hindu rituals, Hindu practices. In fact, it was a rule. Someone from Brahmo Samaj comes to attend any meeting, any satsang. No idol should be taken there. Idol, no picture. Okay, picture of God, c'est-à-dire. And when they were meeting, what were they doing? Je peux lire and read and explain verses from the Upanishads. Okay. Roy used the Upanishads a lot. Of course, the Vedas aussi, quand on cause Upanishads, c'est the Vedas, bien sûr. So he used that a lot. So he rejected many traditional Hindu practices. Qui fait? And I don't say idol worship. He was against idol worship. Roy was someone who was influenced by Christianity. He was also influenced by Buddhism at a time. But then he was showing interested in Buddhism and Christianity, but then a period of time came where he lost that kind of interest in Buddhism and in Christianity. Why? Because Christianity aussi fait idol worship in a way. non? Il y en a ni deux, les prier. Et aussi, Christianity has the Trinity. Hindu, il y en a Trinity, c'est Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. Christianity, ce Trinity, c'est quand tu fais signe de croix. Usually, they say au nom du Père et du Fils et du Saint-Esprit. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. This is the Trinity. Okay? Roy was against that. Pour lui, c'est monothéiste. He was a monothéiste. Rappelle bien, monothéiste veut dire un démon qui lui priait God who is formless. Ça veut dire il pas pour believe in idol or any kind of Trinity. He was influenced by Buddhism, but later ça aussi in kind of reject. Qui fait? Buddhism au commencement, Buddha always said, au fait quand Buddha était là, si mal dans history un petit peu, when Buddha was here, they were not doing idol worship. Buddha was against that. But when Buddha died, years later, Dimonin commence à faire son murti, vendait, for money, bien sûr, and they were praying that. Là, ils commencent à idol worship, but initially Buddhism zamage in idol worship. Okay? So he was against that. Bon, ça c'est one Hindu practice which I've told you. Nous avons aussi man blind faith, superstitions, which he is against. Okay? Next. Bon, quand l'on dit traditional Hindu practices, n'est pas nécessairement religious. Les capables reliés to social problems. Parce que Hindu practices, it can be any kind of practice, là, no? So it can be sati system. Ça aussi, c'est un Hindu practice. OK? Ça veut dire quand on peut lire le mot, make sure you understand well. Parfois, à cause de le mot Hindu, nous avons tendance à penser que it refers to religion only. Mais c'est pas ça. OK? Il dépend qui contexte il était, mais là, dans ce contexte-là, you can include also social problems. Right? Next one. The Brahmo Samaj has had a lasting influence on Hinduism. To what extent do you agree? Refer in your answer to your study of Indian reformers. Là aussi, la question c'est, il paraît là. Will you refer to other reformers or not? Yes, you should refer. Qui fait? Parce que vous pouvez arriver à un point quand on peut écrire. You know, Brahmo Samaj still exists today. I told you last time, it still exists. But the popularity is not as Ramakrishna Mission, is not as Arya Samaj, no? Arya Samaj we have in our country, Danupe Yosinu and Ramakrishna Mission, and they are worldwide. But Brahmo Samaj, we hardly hear about it, though it exists. Ça fait un bon travail, pareil, but li bien peu. Depending on that same popularity. So yes, Brahmo Samaj has had an effect on Hinduism. Parce que à travers Brahmo Samaj, the reforms were done. Sati system, for example, was made illegal, no, by the help of William Bentinck, and Roy did that in 1829. I guess the 4th December, le 4 décembre 1829. Right? So, Brahmo Samaj amène un grand impact, influence on Hinduism. Bien sûr, like Sati system, making that illegal, abolishing it. Ça, c'est une affaire qui dit mon type encore particulier, etc. But Brahmo Samaj did the work. Okay, like that, what are the other reforms qui n'arrivaient? kin ina an influence on Hinduism, right? Now, the reforms that had influence on Hinduism, li kapab social, li kapab religious aussi. Parce qu'il n'est pas mention non, ni specific here. L'India seulement the Brahmo Samaj had an influence on Hinduism. So, quand nous cause Hinduism, le mot Hinduism, peut-être you will say it is the religion. Yes, partly, but it is also about the society. Hinduism also refer to the Hindu society. Fine. So, this is November 2018. You have any questions so far here? I always tell students when you read questions, underline keywords. Ça, c'est une affaire de obligé faire dans l'examen. Obligé dans le sens, it's good you do that. OK? Parce que parfois, enfin, moi, comme ça, quand je peux écrire une réponse à une question, moi, j'ai tendance à chaque fois me lire la question là. I don't know if you go through that also. Parce que parfois, quand vous écrire, you tend to forget the question or you tend to want to know to confirm est-ce que you are on the right track or not. Là, vous lire la question. Mais vous connaissez, à chaque fois, lire la question, it is a waste of time. That's why you should underline keywords. Là, quand vous get keywords, là, you know, les clear dans la tête. Okay. And underlying keywords also will help you to understand the question better. It will. Right? I move to next paper, Novembre 2019. Let's see about the reformers. Voilà. Question précédente là, c'est qui tient avant. Je trouvais ça n'a seulement le Ramakrishna. Ça n'a seulement le Roy, Brahmo Samaj. But, pas nécessairement question sortie comme ça même. Usually not. Eh? Here you have question on Brahmo Samaj, ça veut dire Ram Mohan Roy, Ramakrishna Paramhamsa. Here you have Gandhi and Dayanand. My point is, vous apprendre tout, prépare tout, il y a deux réformeurs ou même trois, c'est possible, dans one set of questions. Okay, so let's start number 5. State 2 aspects of Hinduism that the Brahmo Samaj rejected. Qu'il est rejeté in the Hindu society ou bien Hinduism. Okay, like idol worship, you can write. Polytheism. Next. Describe one important event in the life of Ramakrishna Paramhamsa. According to you, what can be the one important event in his life? Pas faire confusion entre ban réforme, hein? Parce que quand tout vient ensemble, peut-être pour penser, ben, ça là, ça là, ça l'autre là, ça là. Make it all clear in your mind. Pour moi, c'est facile apprendre Ramakrishna parce qu'il me connaît, Ramakrishna was mad. So when he read the name Ramakrishna, pour moi, il equal mad. So I don't do confusion. So, ou crée ou own way of learning, right? So what, according to you, can be the important event in the life of Ramakrishna? Pour moi, it is when he had the vision of Kali. That was a changing point in his life. So you can write about it. Bon, si vous trouvez un autre event intéressant, plus important, you write it, bien sûr. Next, explain the importance of Brahmo Samaj for Hinduism. C'est-à-dire, comment Brahmo Samaj is important for Hinduism? C'est à travers the reforms done. So you'll have to write about the reforms done. Okay. Ramakrishna Paramhamsa has had no lasting impact on Hinduism. No lasting impact on Hinduism. Est-ce qu'il n'y a pas un impact on Hinduism? Of course he had. To what extent do you agree? Of course he had. Pour moi, he had. Si vous dites non, you give Uban a reason, right? So of course he had an impact on Hinduism. He has, premièrement, pour moi, he has changed, he has given a new dimension, ou bien a new dimension of bhakti, of devotion. Quand nous disons bhakti, souvent des fois, nous disons, nous personne dans nous la case, que nous pouvons faire, we are doing fire sacrifice, we are doing mala jap, etc. But what Ramakrishna did was bhakti in itself. For example, why was he crying in front of the murti of goddess? Et aussi quand il cry like a child, il faisait tout l'écho en bas, il pleurait, il tape sur la main, les pieds, like, carrément un enfant faire. Okay? Why? Parce que he loved goddess. This is bhakti. Okay? He had a new definition of bhakti, a new way of showing his bhakti. Ça, c'est une façon. Like what he had, what impact he had on Hinduism. Et l'autre, c'est, let's say you can write about his, bon, because lo bhakti, you can also write about how he lived like a Muslim, like a Muslim, a Christian, a Hindu. Surtout si je peux écrire, when he was living like Hanuman. Remember last time I said, he was living like Hanuman. Donc, de façon, he mange fruits only, and he was jumping from one branch to another branch, just like Hanuman, in other words, a monkey would do. Qui fait lui faire ça? For Ram, for God. It's in madness. Remember, ce guru tu dis, tout le monde la terre, everyone is mad. So that madness, c'est quoi? It is devotion. Ça, il vrai, il y a une autre affaire qu'il n'y a pas qu'on channel ce devotion properly. But it was devotion. It was pure love for God. Okay? Donc, ça, c'est l'impact you can write. Another can be about respecting women, tout ça. Okay? The impact. Like, another one you can write is taking alms from a Shudra, right? Having a woman as a guru. Tout ça là, c'est mal l'impact, bien sûr. Next, Gandhi. Give to, yeah, je ne trouve of, là, je vais give to Gandhi, right? Give to of Gandhi's teaching. Any teaching Gandhi taught, the two things, major things qu'il a montré nous, c'est truth and non-violence. Peut-être you have other things to write, you write. Next, describe one encounter between Ramakrishna Paramhamsa and Swami Vivekananda. This one I'll come to you with you later. Mo pou faire un petit peu Ramakrishna, Vivekananda aussi with you. Maybe next week I'll do it. Okay? Là, nous revenons à la question. Explain why Swami Dayanand rejected idol worship. Swami Dayanand, remember Mahashivratri and Tilirat, Paiement Shiv Suban offerings. From that time, he decided he is going to reject idol worship and all. So you are going to explain that properly. Why? Next, Women's rights were the most important issue for the Arya Samaj. Do you agree? Yes, you should agree, parce qu'il est vrai. Women's rights, because women, because girl aussi. Arya Samaj, linkre ban Kanya Vidyalay, c'est-à-dire Dayanan, ban Kanya Vidyalay, pour ban fi, ban workshops where they are going to learn like handicrafts so that they can put into practice these things, they can sell their products, okay? And also educating them. Faire zot lire Vedas. Longtemps, madame, we're not allowed to do that. Supposément à cause zot menstruate, donc zot impure. Et si zot connaît bien dans Arya Samaj, ban madame, zot aussi met Genève. Zot aussi porte en Genève. Par contre, dans la société, ben, les autres, c'est qui pas suivent Arya Samaj, most of them, they don't. Je dis à cause de madame li impure, li pas mettre ça. Ça, une grande discussion, but n'oubliez discussion là, c'est plutôt about the women's rights. So, Swami Dayanand did the reforms through Arya Samaj for women. Okay. But à part ça, il aussi fait les autres réformes. Dans un seul paragraphe, vous avez écrit des trois réformes encore qu'il y a à faire. C'est just to show that qu'il n'est pas focus seulement on women's issue. Okay? Just to show that part. Sinon, si vous pas envie d'écrire lui aussi, it's okay. Si vous pas envie d'écrire ça, vous dites Arya Samaj qui mène les autres réformes in faire about women, c'est okay. But what you can write instead, what other reformers have done. Parce que pas seulement Arya Samaj who worked for the rights and welfare of women. Roy also did that. Roy didn't carrément abolish such a system. Roy indiquait que women should get property from their father. Parce que dans la loi indienne longtemps, d'après la loi indienne, ben, ti fille, zut pas gain property zut papa. Ici à Maurice, nous. Sorry, disconnected for a while. Yeah, I was saying that ici, dans nos pays, zut gain, ben, ti fille, zut gain zut property from the father, but in India, it was not. Okay? Donc, dans one paragraph, you can mention that. Ça veut dire qu'il y a des façons de faire deux voilà. Non? Soit we créer ce match qui va les autres réformes faire. Ou bien, what will be better is other reformers, what they have done for women. But limite zut là. Limite zut bien là. Pour ne pas trop aller en détail les autres reformers, sinon cette réponse pour une partly irrelevant. Okay? So, these are the questions for you. I sincerely